Part 2 of Scott's Reading Sports Today this week. I am back once again all by myself today. I know I just keep on lying to you guys, telling you that my dad's going to be back, but I guarantee you he will be back next week here on Scott's Reading Sports. Something just came up last night about work for both me and my dad, so I will get into my predictions right now for the NFL and college football for this weekend. So the first game out is number 23 Utah heading in to Pasadena and the Rose Bowl to take on the UCLA Bruins. Give me the Utes on the road. Chip Kelly has not had a great start to his UCLA career as head coach of UCLA. So I'll take the Utes to get a road win here on Saturday on the road in Pasadena and improve to 6-2 on the season. Next up, number 3 Clemson heading in to Del Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee to take on DeAndre Francois and the Florida State Seminoles. I'm sorry for all you Florida State fans, but this is going to be a rough game for you guys. This could be an absolute bloodbath this week. I'm going to take Clemson big over Florida State this weekend. I just don't feel like Florida State has the talent to hang in there with Clemson this year. So I'm going to take Florida State. I'm going to take Clemson on the road to get a big win on Saturday over Florida State on Saturday. Next up, number 20, Wisconsin heading in to Evanston, Illinois, and Ryan Field to take on the Northwestern Wildcats coming off I believe they were on a bye last week, but I can't remember. I'll take the Wisconsin Badgers to get another win here. Jonathan Taylor's been playing very well. I had the same problem I've had the last year for Wisconsin, and that's the quarterback position. Alex Hornibrook did not look as good as people expected this year. I wasn't impressed with him last year. This year he's a little bit better, but not enough. So I'll take Wisconsin on the road though to get a win over Northwestern on Saturday. Next up, Kansas State heading into Norman to take on the number 8 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. Give me Kyler Murray and the Oklahoma Sooners to get a home win here over the Kansas State Wildcats. Bill Snyder's going to retire at some point. He's like 100 years old, but he'll retire at some point. Oklahoma gets the win here over Bill Snyder and his Kansas State Wildcats on Saturday afternoon. Next up, number 18, Iowa heading in to College Park and Beaver Stadium to take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. I will take Penn State to get the win here. Penn State's a better team here. If this was at Iowa, I probably would have taken the Hawkeyes at home. But because it's in College Park this week, I will take Penn State to get a win here over Iowa in a close one, just like it was last year. Next up, number 21, South Florida, heading into Houston to take on the Houston Cougars. And I've been saying it all year. USF is the worst 7-0 team I have seen in college football this year. I think they've just been skating by all year long, but I think that skating stops this week. Houston beats South Florida at home this week. I just don't feel like South Florida's the team that most people think they are. I feel like South Florida's just been skating by all year long. They only beat the worst team in our conference by 8 points last week at home. So I'm going to take Houston to get a win here over South Florida on Saturday at 3:30. Now 6:30 game is number 15 Washington heads in to Berkeley to take on the Cal Bears. I will take the Washington Huskies to bounce back after a tough loss last week to Washington. After a good win last week, I'll take the Huskies to keep it going, and Washington gets the win over Cal on Saturday. Next up, number 14, Washington State coming off a huge win last week over the Ducks of Oregon as they head into Stanford, California and Stanford Stadium to take on Bryce Love and the Stanford Cardinal. Mike Leach has got a great team again this year. Mike Leach has done amazing with this Washington State team this year. I'm very surprised with how well they were this year. I thought the loss of Luke Falk last year was going to hurt him, and it did not. So I will take the Cougs to get another win on Saturday on the road in Stanford. Mike Leach continues to have a great season. He is one of my nominees for Coach of the Year this year. So I will take Mike Leach and Washington State to get a win here on Saturday over Stanford. Next up, number 16, Texas A&M heading in to Starkville and Davis Wade Stadium to take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. I will take Jimbo Fisher in his Texas A&M Aggies. The Aggies have been playing very well this year. Jimbo Fisher made the right choice leaving the Florida State because they are not good now. But he's playing in the SEC, playing with a good team with A&M. So I'll take the Texas A&M Aggies to get a road win in Starkville on Saturday night. Next up, number 22 NC State heads into Syracuse and the Carrier Dome to take on the Eric Dungey and his Syracuse Orange. I'll take NC State to bounce back. Had a tough loss last week to Clemson. Didn't look very good last week against Clemson, but I think they bounced back after a absolutely pummeling loss last week to Clemson. I think they bounced back and they continue to show people why they are one of the best teams in the ACC. I will take NC State to bounce back and get a win over Syracuse on Saturday in the Carrier Dome. Next up, number 6 Texas heading on the road to Stillwater to take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I will take Sam Ehlinger and the Texas Longhorns. Texas has been playing very well ever since that one loss to Maryland back in week 1. They've been playing very good football ever since. So I will take the Texas Longhorns to get a win here on Saturday on the road in Stillwater and get another nice win to improve to a very impressive 7-1 on the season. Next up, the 5-2 Oregon Ducks head in to Tucson, Arizona, and Arizona Stadium to take on Khalil Tate in the Arizona Wildcats. I think this is a bounce back week for Justin Herbert and Oregon. I think Oregon's going to bounce back after losing to Wazoo last week. I feel like they're going to bounce back and get a win here on Saturday. Justin Herbert's going to play well. And a lot of people are saying that he may not come out for the draft next year, which I think is a perfect choice because I don't want to play in New York with those Giant fans because I just don't think they're very loyal to their quarterback. They want to get rid of Eli Manning right now in New York. So I feel like the Oregon Ducks are going to get a win here on Saturday on the road in Arizona to get a win on Saturday. And now the game of the week, College Game Day, will be there tomorrow morning, bright and early, 9 a.m. on ESPN, as it will be number 9 Florida heading to Georgia and Jacksonville, Florida, to take on the number 7 ranked Georgia Bulldogs. First time College Game Day's been here since 2005 for this game. This has been the first time in a while since this game has mattered. 2 top 10 teams going against each other in the SEC East. I'm going to take Florida. I feel like the Gators have a very good defense. Felipe Franks has played better the last couple of weeks. And Georgia's quarterback has not looked as good as he was last year. Jake Fromm has not played as well as he did last year. He just does not look good. He did not look good 2 weeks ago against LSU. So I feel like Florida's going to find a way to walk out of here with a win, even though I hope they don't. Because I'm scared to put Georgia in the bowl game. I'll take the Gators to get a win here on Saturday on the road, at home practically, in Jacksonville to beat the Bulldogs and make it 4 of the last 5 wins for Florida. I'll take the Gators to get a win on Saturday. Next up now into the NFL predictions for the weekend. First game out, 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning. Get your lineups ready on Sunday morning. On Saturday night, if you have any players in this London game on Sunday morning, as it will be 2 teams that I expected to be way better than they are this year, as the 3 and 4 Philadelphia Eagles head into London to take on the also 3 and 4 Jacksonville Jaguars. I will take the Philadelphia Eagles to get a win here. I just don't think that the Jaguars are good. They need a running back, and I just don't know if they have it yet. Leonard Fournette should be back in a few weeks, but I just don't think they're ready to contend for the AFC South right now. The Texans looked great last night. They looked absolutely phenomenal last night against the Dolphins. So I feel like they're probably going to win the division, and then maybe Jacksonville will get a wildcard spot, but I'll take the Eagles on the road in London practically to get a win over the Jags on Sunday morning. Now into the 1 p.m. slate of games as the 3 and 3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers head in to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati to take on Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to take the home Bengals here. I just don't feel like our defense is good. Jameis Winston's turning the ball over a little bit too much. Our kicker is not trustworthy right now. So I'm going to take the Bengals to get a home win and bounce back after a humiliating loss on Sunday night last week against the Chiefs. I'll take the Bengals to bounce back and get a win on Sunday against my Bucks on Sunday afternoon. Another 1 o'clock game is the New York Jets heading to Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears. The Bears are going to be pissed off after what happened last week. A tough loss last week against the New England Patriots. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears to get a home win against the Jets. Even though the Jets are getting better every week, I feel like the Bears are going to get a win here and stay atop the NFC North for a little while longer. I'll take Trubisky and the Bears to get a win here on Sunday over the Jets. Next up, another 1 o'clock game is the Seattle Seahawks coming off a bye week, head into Detroit to take on Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. I'm going to take the Seahawks on the road. I feel like the Seahawks are the better of the two teams here. I feel like Stafford's going to have a good game. Russell Wilson's going to have a nice game, but I feel like the defense is going to be the reason why. I'll take the Seahawks to get a road win on Sunday against the Lions. Next up, the Denver Broncos head in to Arrowhead in Kansas City to take on the 6-1 Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to take the Chiefs at home. The Chiefs have been playing great. Nice bounce back win on Sunday night last week against the Bengals. So I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs to get another win here and improve to 7-1 on the year at Arrowhead against the Broncos. Next up, the 4-2 Washington Redskins head into New York to take on the 1-6 New York Giants. I'm going to take the road Redskins. I just feel like the Redskins are a better team here. Kirk Cousins has been playing very well with the Redskins all season. He's been a very good quarterback for them the last year, ever since they got him out of Minnesota. So I'll take the... No, my bad. It's actually... it's Alex Smith now in Washington, yes. Alex Smith's going to play well. He's been playing well since they got it from Kansas City. So I'll take the Redskins to get another win here and stay atop the NFC East for a little while longer in that division. Next up, the 2-4 Cleveland Browns coming off a heartbreaking loss last week to the Bucks after a 65-yard field goal by Shannon Catanzaro last week as they head in to Heinz Field to take on Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Last time we saw these two teams play, it was a tie back in Week 1, but I don't think it's going to happen this time. The Steelers are going to dominate this game. Steelers, still no Le'Veon Bell, surprisingly. I'm going to take the Steelers to get a win here on Sunday against the Browns. Next up, the 4-3 Carolina Panthers coming off a heartbreaking... The 4-3 Baltimore Ravens coming off a heartbreaking loss last week. Justin Tucker missed his first career extra point last week against the Saints as they head in to Carolina and Bank of America Field to take on the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to take the home Panthers. The Panthers have been playing great football all season. Cam Newton's been playing great. Christian McCaffrey. They still need some help at wide receiver, but they're still okay. I'll take the Carolina Panthers to get a home win in Baltimore against the Ravens on Sunday. Next up, the 2-5 Indianapolis Colts coming off a win last week against the Buffalo Bills as they head into Oakland to take on Jon Gruden and the Oakland Raiders. I'm going to take the Colts again. They're going to get on a 2-game win streak here. The Raiders are just looking for a draft pick right now. That's all they're playing for is a draft pick in next year's draft. I'm going to take the road Colts to get a win here in Oakland on Sunday against Jon Gruden's 1-5 Raiders. Next up, probably the game of the week as Aaron Rodgers and his Green Bay Packers coming in 3-2-1 after the bye week, head into LA to take on Jared Goff and the Los Angeles Rams. This is a tough game, but I told my best friend Riley a couple of days ago on the phone, if this game was in Green Bay, I probably would take the Packers, but because this game is in red-hot LA this weekend, I'll take the Rams to get a home win against the Packers and hopefully go all the way this year perfect so I can stop hearing that 1972 bullcrap from all those Miami Dolphin fans. So I'll take the Rams to get a win here on Sunday against the Packers. Next up, Sunday Night Football is the 5-1 New Orleans Saints coming off a bye last week. No, they're not coming off a bye. They got a win barely against the Baltimore Ravens last Sunday by 1 point as they head into Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take Drew Brees and the Saints. The Saints are going to look for revenge after what happened last year in the playoffs. I'm going to take the Saints to get some revenge here and get a win on Sunday in Minnesota against Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. Next up, probably the most lopsided game of the weekend, Monday Night Football, as the New England Patriots head into Buffalo to take on the Buffalo Bills. If the New England Patriots defense is on the waiver wire in fantasy, pick them up, because this is going to be an easy pick for me this week. The Patriot defense is going to have a great week. Derek Anderson starts again for the Bills this week, because I agree they shouldn't start the other guy who I can't even remember right now. I'll take the New England Patriots on the road to get a win in Buffalo on Sunday, and that will do it for this episode of Scott's Week in Sports today, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back next Friday with my dad for sure. He will be definitely back next week, and I'll see you guys right back here next week on Scott's Week in Sports. Always like, subscribe, comment, and share these videos with all your subscribers. That includes you, Steven. You got to share these videos with your subscribers. And I'll see you guys right back here next week on Scott's Week in Sports right here on YouTube. See you later, guys.